So I think the key driver in the short term is very much around looking at this incremental staffing and how do we get rid of this low added value task from the business. We've got supplemental staff we want to exit. Most of those are in low cost locations, but still it's overhead to the business we want to remove.
I think what you're highlighting is some of the challenges that we've heard from some of the sessions earlier today in terms of scaling, and once you start building this out, there's a lot of operations and management around it.
Yeah, so we started looking at different ways that we could implement. Obviously, we could hire people, build up our own skill set, bring in software. And around that time, we engaged with DXC. DXC has quite a different model to most of the companies that we talked about. So we didn't need to invest in software. We didn't need to invest in infrastructure. We didn't need to invest significantly in training our own teams. So for me, it was a very attractive approach to get started. It may be, in a year's time that we'll look at that and see whether it's still the right model for us. But I can get started straight away. I mean, you're aware, I think we met with DXC on Wednesday or Thursday one week. The following Monday, I had DXC people on site. They were developing the pilot scripts, which you didn't charge me for. And by the end of the week, I had my first script working. And within a couple of weeks, we actually had the pilots up and running. We could actually demonstrate that to the business. So to me, investment and speed were very, very attractive to partnering with DXC. One of the things that was really important for us is we have a very quick and easy to move SaaS environment, so we can develop and make changes pretty rapidly. We don't want to put on top of that a big stack of RPA, and then when I change my finance system, then all the RPA robots break. So I think the key for us, and certainly I'm part of the IT group, is looking at how we provide that structure and governance from an IT perspective, partnering with our business partners, so that we can really understand where is RPA in our environment. I mean, if I'm going to make a change to the core application, that RPA connected robots need to be part of that discussion. So that's really key. One of the other things that we're also working through at the moment is the compliance side of using robots. So our compliance team is very much used to having a track of, well, who made this change? I mean, most of my activities are currently in finance. Who made a financial change? And they can go back to a person in India, typically, or in Poland, that made the change. This is the person who made the change. So when we replace that person with a robot, is the compliance team coming back to me and saying, Paul, why did you make that financial change? So that governance process and compliance is something we haven't fully solved, but we are working through. So that's really where we're primarily driving it, where the business is actually already identified that they wanted to optimize and put in automation from a functional perspective. They never asked us for RPA. They asked us to make NetSuite or Workday work in a different fashion. And then we're the ones coming to the table going, this is a cheaper and faster solution. So that's really how it's working at the moment. But we've got over 100 temporary staff that are doing a lot of this manual activity, and my target is to eliminate them. So from an employee perspective, we're not yet reaching the stage that we're looking to target the employees. Well, I think you've got to get started. You just got to do something quickly. You've got to prove to yourself and then your business customers that it works. You got to find, like we did, a few learnings along the way. And I mean, I'll repeat, I like the DXC model. It cost me nothing to do all that versus, I was looking at most vendors at 100, 200,000, initial investment just to get started. And I've got started and we've proved it, and I'm happy to work with you.